take a look at Florida rapper Real Boston Richey and how he allegedly beat up his girlfriend. That's right. Looks like the streets aren't the only thing he's getting violent with. And this goes beyond all shades of crazy, cause she was also 2 months pregnant with his kid at the time of the assault. So what exactly happened anyway? And why would a guy beat the future mother of his kids? 19-year-old Tatiana Charles, Boston's girlfriend, who is popularly known as Tati, recently accused Boston of assaulting her during one of their recent arguments. Now, we don't exactly know what caused the fight, but what we know is this. Tatiana accused Boston of not just slapping her around like a rag doll. She even claimed that he choked her. And he didn't choke her once or twice. He choked her 20 times. Now, that sounds a bit exaggerated because she couldn't possibly count at the time if he was choking her. I mean, my best bet is she was probably thinking of how to escape with her life. But here's where it gets crazy. These chokeholds happened over the course of 2 hours. 2 frigging hours? That's insane. Naturally, a lot of people felt sympathy for the 19-year-old girl involved, but just as many were pointing fingers, asking why she stayed with someone like Boston Richey in the first place. After all, this guy's reputation is anything but clean. If there's one thing people know Boston Richey for, besides his music, it's his alleged love for chaos and violence. So the big question is, why stick around if you know his history? Before he was trending for allegedly assaulting his pregnant girlfriend, Boston Richey was riding high in the rap game. In an interview, he boldly declared that he was the top, not just aiming for it. His name's plastered all over headlines for allegedly choking and assaulting his 19-year-old pregnant girlfriend. And just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Apparently, this isn't his first run-in with disturbing allegations. Late 2024, another ex of his accused him of leaking explicit videos of her online. If you think that's crazy, wait till you hear that she also accused him of being a child molester. Naturally, Boston was roasted on social media for this. And speaking of young, let's talk about the age of the woman he's currently involved with. Tati, the alleged victim, is reportedly 19, which had a lot of people side-eyeing hard, because it seems like this Florida rapper has a thing for much younger women. Once the news broke, folks started doing the math, and many began calling him a predator. Boston tried to clap back, claiming Tati wasn't 19, she's actually 23, but no one was buying that. And it didn't help that his ex, Ari J, accused him of dating her when she was still underage. Let's be honest, nobody randomly accuses someone of being a child molester without a reason. The internet wasn't letting this one slide. The skeletons in Boston's locker keep piling up. If you think you've heard all the malicious crimes committed by Boston, think again, because it gets even wilder. Turns out, Tati, yes, the 19-year-old soon-to-be baby mama, she's filing criminal charges against the 28-year-old Boston Richey, and this sister is sure as heck not playing. She might as well have walked straight into the police station and said, "Book him." According to the official report, everything went down at a private residence. No security, no witnesses, just Boston, his fists, and a whole lot of rage. The argument reportedly started over a personal issue, and we all know what that usually means. Someone found something they weren't supposed to find. That's when things took a turn for the terrifying. Tati says Boston snatched her phone, possibly to stop her from calling for help or exposing him on social media. And then he started choking her. It gets worse from here. It turns out that not only did he choke her 20 times, each of those chokeholds lasted somewhere between 6 to 10 seconds. And if you've ever tried holding your breath that long, you know that's a lifetime when someone's hands are around your neck. That's not just abuse. That's sadistic. If you ask me, I'd say his game plan was to choke her until she passed out from unbearable pain. And it wasn't over in a flash either. This entire nightmare reportedly dragged out over 2 whole hours, like 2 hours of being trapped, terrified, and traumatized while carrying his baby. Nah, this man is different, in the worst way. Now the charge he's facing is assault family violence, impeding breathing. Yeah, that's a whole felony, the kind that comes with jail time and a permanent record. And let's be honest, with Boston Richey's messy track record, this one just might stick. The moment this story hit the blogs, fans and critics were foaming at the mouth. One person tweeted, "She's 19, pregnant, and scared out of her mind." Another said, "This dude been moving funny for years. Y'all just now waking up." The Florida Coalition Against Domestic Violence even weighed in, saying, "This is a classic case of power and fame being used to intimidate and abuse. We stand with Tatiana and every survivor who dares to speak up, period." But while the internet rages and advocacy groups rally around her, Tati herself has been staying silent, at least publicly. Sources close to her say she's shaken to her core, staying with her family and doing her best to recover from not just the trauma, but the humiliation of being assaulted while the entire world watches. One friend spilled to local media, "She's been through hell. No woman deserves that, especially not while pregnant. He didn't just hurt her, he tried to break her spirit." And what's Boston Richey doing through all this chaos? Playing mute, no statements, no apologies, not even a shady tweet. Dude, you got enough time to choke your girlfriend 20 times, but no time to clear your name. We see what you're doing, bro, and let's be real. If things keep going the way they are, it won't be too long before Boston will be forced to release an official statement, or better still, an apology video. Legal proceedings are now underway, and it's looking real grim for Mr. Richey. Authorities say they're still gathering evidence, speaking to witnesses, and building the case. And if this goes to trial, and they believe Tatiana's story, he could be looking at years behind bars. No studio time, no Instagram flexing, no real Boston Richey on stage, just concrete walls and cold steel bars. And honestly, some folks say that's exactly where he belongs, because when your past is full of too many crimes that went unpunished, your present is violent, and your only defense is silence. Then what's next? At some point, the excuses run out. Besides, the last thing you need is a jury to let you know what time it is. The skeletons in his closet aren't just rattling, they're kicking the damn door down. What used to be whispered about in private is now front-page news. And while fans argue online about who's guilty and who's being set up, the bigger question is, why are so many of these men with all their money and influence choosing violence over accountability? At this point, it doesn't change the fact that he's into some real shady stuff. It's a pattern. So tell me in the comments section below, do you think Tati's telling the truth? Is this just another example of a rapper who let power go to his head? Is there more to this story that we haven't even heard of? Or even worse, could this be the start of another Diddy story? Click on the subscribe button to stay posted, because The Truth Exposed is just getting started.